Wolff with today's economic update for our Patreon community. I want to comment briefly on the so-called deal, the Phase 1 deal, so-called, between China and the United States that rolls back some tariffs and that alleviates at least some of the trade war that Trump and the Republicans imposed on China and thereby the world over the last 18 months or so. This has been, as I have said many times, 95% political theater designed to position Mr. Trump and the Republicans as protecting the United States from evil foreigners, Chinese, that's the main culprit, but also Latin American countries have been hit, European countries have been hit. It's part of this effort to distract Americans from what has really hurt this country over the last decade, namely the capitalist collapse in 2008, the costly bailout of big corporations who brought us that collapse, especially the banks, and then the austerity that was followed and imposed the costs on the mass of Americans for capitalism's collapse and for those bailouts. In the face of that catastrophe, it was obvious that large numbers of Americans would become angry, bitter, and resentful. The American dream was snatched away if they ever had a chance at it. Large wealth was lost. Millions were pushed out of their homes. Jobs went from secure with benefits to insecure without benefits. And so the risk to capitalism of the anger produced by its failures had to be deflected. And so it was. That was Mr. Trump's function, historically. Detract from, deflect anger against the system by finding someone else to blame, a scapegoat. And nothing works better than a foreigner to play that role. So we are going to repulse the invasions of those poor folks from Central America with a wall. And we're going to repulse the nasty foreigners cheating us in other countries by means of tariffs and trade war. Get angry at the foreigner, give capitalism a pass. So that was the point, that was the play, that was the theater. And the tariff war with China was the main attraction. All kinds of nonsense was said that the United States could force China to change its economic system. It's way beyond anything the United States can do, and this latest deal proves it. Mr. Trump is in trouble because this tariff war, designed to boost his political popularity, hurt the American economy much as it hurt the whole world economy. And the pressure about that was beginning to become politically dangerous, from farmers in the Midwest losing business to Americans having to face rising prices if those tariffs stuck. And then there was the impeachment problem from which he also had to distract. And so the deal was done. You get a distraction from impeachment because the president can posture as having helped overcome what? The trade war he started. Looking as though it's a win-win for everyone. It never was. It isn't now. It's a big, fat, self-serving distraction of a desperate presidency trying to hold on. Don't be fooled. Nothing basic has happened or changed. For the last 30 years, the People's Republic of China has grown economically faster than the United States. Their average over the last 30 years, 6 to 9% growth per year. The average in the United States, 2 to 3% average growth per year. No matter what you say or do, that fundamental difference is what drives the global economy. Keep your eye on that, because it is much more meaningful than any political theater of Trump and the Republicans.